Well, a Florida deputy is resigning after an aggressive traffic stop he made against a pregnant woman. Last week, Ebony Washington, who was 4 months pregnant, was stopped by Bradford County Deputy Jason DeSue. Washington says when she saw the police cruiser's lights, she did not pull over until she could get to a well-lit area. Washington, who was in the car with her 3 children, said she wanted to make sure she was safe when she stopped the car. DeSue's body cam picks up audio of him threatening to put Washington down if she does not pull over. The video shows the deputy pointing his gun at the woman. Washington says she was in fear for her life, which is an everyday story that a black person, a person of color has to deal with when you feel like a police officer behind you. You don't know what the outcome is going to be. And this is the proper thing. This is what people are taught, especially women. If you're in a car, you want to make sure you pull over in a well-lit area. She wasn't trying to speed away. She was looking for that area. He could have waited, but instead, look, no patience, using that, and thank God he didn't pull the trigger.
Yeah. You know, I watched this interview. I think she did an interview on CNN. And just to hear the fear that was still in her voice, you know, she came out and said that she told the officer, quote, "I am a very educated woman with a master's degree. I was not pulling over because I was in the dark and had 3 children with me. I'm pregnant and I did not want them or myself to feel uncomfortable." We need to remember that people are super afraid. This is a very real and valid fear. The officer then in return told her, "Shut up. I don't care about the why. Shut up." So again, three kids in the car, 4 months pregnant, and he is yelling at her like this. And she said the reason why she told him that she had a master's degree is because she felt like he already felt like, okay, she's black. You know, she must be a criminal. And so therefore I need to let him know who I am, that I'm educated, and that I'm not like the black people that he thinks in his head. And so and I think her whole demeanor and her de-escalation of the situation is what saved her life.
Honestly, too, I love that. Was that a kid in the background recording?
There was her daughter, she said, that was recording.
I love that the kids were like, okay, second instinct, whoever told them I need to be recording this moment because who knows what can come of this. And so, again, you know, it's fearful getting pulled over, not pregnant, as a woman, as a black person in Chicago, as a black person in America, but to be pregnant and get pulled over, because the first fear, and then your children, like you said too, the first fear is always that this could be the end. I know for me, like I'm always nervous that it could just escalate some weird way and that it could be any of us. And so I'm happy that it, of course, didn't turn out the way like Romeo, like you said, he pulled the trigger, but just to be pulled over pregnant with your kids just alone is just like, is fearful. And then in the dark as well. I'm really happy that it turned out well, but I couldn't even imagine the amount of fear that this woman had when she was getting pulled over.
And you have to think about like how this is going to affect her children moving forward, right? They had to experience this, so how they're going to feel about police officers as they grow up. We always say we want to try and change the narrative, but it's hard to do that when you have young people of color that deal with this and see their parents go through it. So yeah, they're going to have a certain grudge or a certain attitude with police because they've experienced it at a young age.
Yeah, you are so right, Romeo.